Hey, so as you may or may not know, in order to do much of anything on the moon of Kenshi, you're going to need money, or as it's called in-game, cats. So I've made a brand new zero stat character on the Wanderer start here, and I'm going to show you some of my top money making strategies for the early game. And just for fun, we'll see how many cats each of these will net us and tally that up at the end of the video. So anyway, if you find any of this useful and wouldn't mind leaving a like, I'd find it super helpful. And if you have any other early game strategies for making money, please post them in the comments. Okay, so without further ado, the first thing I'm going to do is run over to Squin in the south here. And when we get there, we're going to pick up a backpack. Okay, so we've made it to Squin. So what I'm looking for in this town is I guess the travel shop on the other end of town. You can see there's a little icon here of a guy with a backpack and a stick, and we're going to be getting a backpack from this shop. So obviously we've got the 1,000 cats that we start with. Ideally, we'd go for something like the Thieves backpack, but we really can't afford that at the moment. We can't even afford the medium backpack here. So we could either go for a wooden backpack or a small backpack. I'm going to go for the small backpack because that's going to be more useful to us later on. So I'm just going to grab that. You see that gives us a bit more inventory space for what we're going to go do next. Okay, so my first money-making tip is we want to find a ruin that's between Squin and Admag. Now, Admag's round here somewhere, Squin's obviously here. If we just sort of run to here on the map, we should see it appear when we get near to it. Okay, so as you can see, I've just got some text popping up saying I've discovered ruin. So this is the place I'm looking for. I'm just going to run over to there. Okay, so we've arrived at the ruin. So if I hold down Alt here and have a look around, you can see there's a bunch of stuff lying on the floor here. Now, a lot of knowing what to pick up and what not to pick up is sort of experience, but anything that's got this blue text on it here, or yeah, or anything with this green text, that tends to be the valuable stuff, and that's the stuff we definitely want to pick up. So I'm going to pick up as much as I can of that, and then see how much inventory space we have left. Oh, and if you don't know, you can hold Alt and then click on these things to pick them up. Okay, so we've picked up the blue and green stuff, and just hovering over it, you can see a lot of it's worth a hell of a lot. For example, the rusty chainmail here is high grade and is worth 4,000 cats when we sell it, which is, you know, a lot more than the 1,000 that we started with. But I'm just going to see what else I can pick up here. Alright, so I've picked up all the stuff that I think is valuable here. The water wasn't as valuable as I thought, apparently. But you can see we've got quite a lot of good loot here. And we're going to go sell this in the town of Agmag, which was discovered when we got to the ruins. You'll also notice we're moving a lot slower now. That's because we're over encumbered, but that's actually kind of good in a way, as long as we keep an eye out around us, because our strength is ticking up while we carry all this stuff. Alright, so we've made it to Admag. I'm going to pop into this bar and see how much money we can get for all this stuff that we looted. And actually, we've got so much valuable stuff that this guy can't even afford to buy any of it, so we're going to have to find another bar. And again, this shirt is just so expensive, we're probably going to have to go to the general store to sell it. Alright, so we've sold all the stuff from the ruins, and we've ended up with 13,257 cats, which is probably more money you'd have in day 2 than you would have if you'd spent all that time mining. So that's set us up, giving us some starter capital, which we're going to use to make even more money now. Okay, so the next money making strategy we're going to try is stealing beak thing eggs. Now, the area up here is known as Vein, and this spawns beak thing nests along with hive villages. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of recon. We're going to run up here and find out where a nest is. We're not going to try and loot it yet because we're going to hire some help before we do that. Just a tip, it's always best to be sneaking around here because if a beak thing sees you, it's pretty much game over. Another hint, while we're here, these hive villages are a brilliant place to train stealth because there's just so many characters walking around. And the more characters you're stealthing around, the more your stealth skill is going to go up. Okay, so I found what we're looking for here. This is a beak thing nest. As you can see, it's surrounded by beak things. If you've never come across these guys before, just know that if they see you and you're a solo character and you're this low level, you're pretty much automatically dead. So don't come up to them without any backup. But now that we know where the nest is and it's appearing on our map, we're going to go hire some mercenaries to help us steal them. Alright, so we're back at the hub. I'm looking for the mercenary captain in here. And here he is, mercenary captain. I'm looking to hire some bodyguards. 1 day should be more than enough. Okay, and now all we're going to do is wait till about midnight when the beak thing should be asleep, and then we're going to try and steal some eggs. You can see there's like over a dozen of them running around here, so we want nothing to do with that. Alright, so it's almost midnight. We're going to sneak on over. All our mercenaries are sneaking too. In all likelihood, we'll wake them up because both ours and their stealth isn't very good, and we'll be ready to run, and luckily these guys will take the fight for us, and they'll probably all die, but who cares, we've already paid them. And you can see this guy's woken up. He doesn't seem to be going for us though, but I'm going to try and aggro him into these guys. And there you go, see they're all fighting. Right, now I run around the back, I'm just going to go into normal speed. And this is what we want, these beak thing eggs. So I'm going to right click on these, hold alt to see them, right click on them. There you go, pause the game. So I've got 4 eggs here, I could probably fit a couple more. These guys don't have them though, but that's fine. We're going to leave these guys to their fate and run back to the hub. Actually, we'll run back to Squin because the people in the hub probably won't even have enough money to pay for all this. Alright, so we've arrived at Squin in the middle of the night. Well, early morning, so we'll wait till all the shops open before we start selling stuff. Okay, so as you can see, these beak thing eggs sell for 4,200 cats each. So this guy should have enough money to buy all of them. And just like that, 28,057 cats. Beginning of day 3. Alright, so the last strategy I'm going to show you for making some cats is my personal favourite, which is hashish smuggling. So I've headed down to this way station to the southwest of Squin, where I'm going to hire some more bodyguards. These guys are still sticking around from the beak things. I guess a few of them survived. But we're going to get some more because it's safer that way. I'm going to spend a little bit extra and get these guys for 2 days because we might want to do a couple of these smuggling runs. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, just south of the border zone where we start, there's an area called the swamp. And we're going to head for this like weird rock formation in the middle of the swamp to a town called Shark. Now, while you're running through the swamp, you do need to keep your wits about you, but if anything dangerous catches up to us, these guys should be either able to kill it or hold it so you can run away. Alright, and we did run into some blood spiders, but these guys made short work of them. Alright, so we've made it to Shark. Now, we are looking for the general store here. And here it is. Should be able to get in there before it shuts. And as you can see, this guy sells a product called hashish. Now it's got a 105% price markup here, but where we're taking it, it's going to have a much bigger price markup. Alright, so one last thing I'm going to do while I'm in Shark is get some more backpack space. So if I go to this backpack store here, this guy's selling wooden backpacks and traders wooden backpacks. Now normally I prefer these style of backpacks because they don't affect your stealth as much, but we want to make as much money as possible here, and we've got a bunch of backup to keep us safe. So I'm gonna sell these to him, pick up this wooden backpack, and then buy these back. And as you can see, these stack now. So I'm going to go back to the general store and buy some more. And as you can see, we've now got an insane amount of hashish in our backpack. Okay, so where we're running to is a town called Flats Lagoon, in Flats Lagoon, or maybe it's called Strange Town, I don't know its actual name. But we're heading for this area of the map. Now we need to get out of the swamps this way, and then we need to get over the burning forest. You want to move in a directly straight line, you don't want to hit this road, because you're much more likely to come across beat things up here, but you still really need to keep your eyes open. And of course this is why we hired the mercenaries. Alright, so we've made it to the edge of the swamp, and now cut a straight line across the burning forest. And pay attention. I just noticed some blood spiders here, so I'm going to let them move on before we keep going. And we still managed to aggro them, so we just get away, make sure they're not attacking us, make sure they're attacking the mercenaries, and there you are. They took them out pretty easily. These spiders would have ruined me, which is why it's always worth spending the money on the mercenaries. Alright, we're out of the burning forest and we're into the bone fields. This place can spawn beak things, so still keeping an eye out. There can also be red bone dogs that spawn here. Oh, is that some there? Boneyard wolves, which are pretty powerful, so we don't want anything to do with them either. And who have we got here? Band of Bones. Yeah, these guys can get aggressive, so just don't talk to anyone or get near anyone or be seen by anyone. That's the most important thing. These guys seem to want to patrol back and forth. Let's see if we can shoot past them now. There you go. Alright, and here's Flats Lagoon. And here it is, it was called Strange Town after all. Alright, so time for the moment of truth. Let's see how much money we actually made. Alright, so we have a grand total of 73,599 cats. Enough, I think, to get our character here something to eat, because they're quite hungry. Let's get a food cube. Okay, so that's 72,723 cats after buying a little bit of food. And we're just at the end of day 4 now, going into day 5. I'm not sure how much money you would make spending 5 in-game days mining copper, but I have a feeling it's probably not going to be this much. Alright, so I spent some of that money buying myself some new equipment, keeping some cats to turn into more cats with another smuggling run, of course. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. Again, put your own money making suggestions in the comments, and you can subscribe for more Kenshi content and come say hi on Twitch. I'll leave a link in the description. Bye for now.